Hi YouTube, welcome to another Punishing Grey Raven video. I hope you have all been well. Personally, the event is on the dry side in terms of content. While I do appreciate the slightly better reward values for stamina cost, however, continually spamming the same stage isn't exactly fun. Fallen Star is coming on the 9th, so I can't wait for that. Pain Cage and Warzone are still challenging, not gonna lie. Sometimes it can get a little too intense. There's once I spent at least 6 hours trying to get a better score on a Pain Cage, and that made me learn to balance my expectations. Okay, so what's the point of this video? Seeing that we are doing the daily grinds, I want to put out perspective of what I am actually farming towards. That made me do calculations on materials needed so I can be 1 or 2 steps ahead before new content drops. So if you want some ideas on what to plan for in the near future, I have 5 tips that you should be looking out for. And no, I'm not talking about near. Well, that's not near, is it? Let's get right into it. Alright, first up, tip number 1. You'll want to know the expected release schedules. As we do have the CN version to look at, of course it might be subjected to change, however, so far it is going pretty much identically. Rexland has a super useful spreadsheet which I have it linked below. It has a bunch of info if you don't already know. Looking at the release schedule, we will be getting A Watanabe soon, followed by S Bianca. It is important to know who you are planning to get and build, as most of us are free to play or has a monthly pack or something. So planning of your resources is going to be key, which leads me to the next point of resource planning of black cards. Or the tip number 2, I think a lot of people have already heard about this. Be realistic in regards to using of your black cards. If you are a free to play and want to get all the S characters, there will be things you should or shouldn't pull for. Base wise, by collecting the daily, weekly black card rewards, we should be getting around 5k black cards, 8k if you buy the monthly. So 3 months of saving will get you your new S rank guaranteed. But that also means that you shouldn't be trying to pull for their weapon, well, unless you're buying the monthly. I know it sucks to not pull for such a long time in a gacha, but it is what it is. So in terms of planning, it is important foundation, so you know how exactly your team is going to be like, therefore able to extend it further to know what memories, resources to save along with that. Tip number 3, resource management. What I mean by that is how much materials do you need to power up a unit with all skills, leveling of weapons and memories, etc. This might be kinda dry for some, but personally I think it's important. I'm not going to be going through all the steps, so I'm just going to let you know how it looks like at the end point. Now this is what we need to get one construct to max level 80 at this point with all skills, 6-star weapon maxed out and 6-star memories maxed out. Note that this does not include resonances of weapons or memories, which is more realistic at this point. I've taken this information from a Reddit post. Shout out to the person who made this. I thank you for doing all the hard work. As you can see, it is a pretty substantial amount. So why is this important? Well, at this point I would say that most of us are still at the early stages of building our teams up. Babel Tower, which is coming soon, will be also a content which will require us to have multiple teams. My goal is to use my limited amount of resources at the most appropriate places, which is gonna help me progress smoother. For example, Dark Watanabe is coming soon. I need to make a decision if I want to be building this guy up for an early dark team. Now if I choose to do that, to maximize his use, I will have to level also an S rank Kamui. Unlike many other teams which you can mostly just level the attacker and have the other 2 as QTE slaves, dark teams usually will have S Kamui as a sub DPS. Well, that's 2 constructs right there. So my goal in that case would be to have the resources available to level them, to use them as soon as possible. And that works similarly to the next release after, which is S Bianca. I'll prepare similarly prior to her being released so I can maximize to use her ASAP. And also add another powerhouse to that element into my roster. And that's why saving up for resources is important. Now tip number 4, we're going to be talking about memories. Okay, I remember there was this one time when I was in school. I was talking to... Wait, that wasn't what I was supposed to be talking about. Okay, the topic here is having the relevant base set of memories for your constructs significantly improves their performance. As for those who got a 4-piece Da Vinci would know what I mean. So after getting your patterns and Darwins for your alpha, for example, working on your supports to have them do buffs and debuffs is the next best step. One of my favorite way of acquiring memories right now is through the Warzone shop. Checking it on a daily basis allows me to snipe for the exact pieces I want, and that helps a ton. Personally, I would not recommend recycling 6-star memories for shards, except for maybe Condalina, as it is just not as cost efficient for me. Another thing about memories is whether to have the pieces in either the top or bottom slots, as it does matter in terms of some stats. So if you are trying to min-max, you'll find that some units, although sharing the same 4-piece set, might be better using a different 2-piece set. So that might change the positions of certain pieces of your set. Let me give you an example on 2 of the units that we have now. A DPS set for A Karenina is going to be 4-piece Hana with 2-piece Darwin. Looking at the best case scenario for stats, it would be Darwin top and Hana bottom. Simple. However, a set for A Kamui in Babel Tower also uses Hana. However, the 2-piece would be Cody. Looking at their stats, it would be better for Hana to be top and Cody bottom. So that changes the slots up. But of course, that's definitely for people who are particular about that. Last tip is a rather small one, and that is selling your 4-star weapon or memories for cogs. This is mostly happening to me in terms of 4-star weapons, as I've been getting a lot of enhancers and I'm currently maxed out. After leveling the weapons that you want to use, instead of randomly leveling weapons or randomly recycling, you can recycle those 4 stars, get some cogs and shards from that, and then going to the shop to sell those shards. This can only be done to 4-star weapons and memories. Alright people, hopefully that these tips have been helpful to you, and if they are, drop a like to the video and subscribe. No, really, I need to get to 1k subscribers, man. Support the channel so I can continue putting out content for you awesome people. Thank you for those who have commented on my previous videos. I really enjoy replying to them. This is it for the video, and I'ma see you all in the next one.